Yeah, we're certainly nowhere to calling ourselves a great defense yet, but I think it would be foolish of me not to at least acknowledge the fact that we're markedly improved on that side of the ball. And it's not just the transfers, although they are contributing quite a bit to that improvement. The guys that have been here have had a really good summer conditioning and training and all that, and they've gotten better themselves. So the infusion of some key transfers on that side of the ball, plus the improvement and development of the guys that have been here has been impressive. And then, just inconsistent a little bit offensively in that scrimmage, had been really kind of trending this way offensively, and in my opinion, kind of leveled off a little bit on Friday and Saturday. But I was pleased with, again, as I said, even just the feel after the scrimmage when I spoke to the media was similar. Even watching the film, the defense or the offense, had a couple big plays there at the end that actually battled themselves back into it. So that was good to see that they didn't just crater. But we've got to start and maintain a level of consistency that's better than that offensively.
This is the week where, today through Saturday, you're going to pretty much determine the guys that are going to be on the field opening night. Is sort of the message to them, like, no practice is unimportant, no rep is unimportant.
Yeah, we talked about that level of urgency, in today's football climate. You don't have near the ability or time to, that we used to have with these guys during training camp. So, after this week, we'll have a mock game week, and won't dive fully into Monmouth. We'll still have some, one offense versus one defense, and two offense, two defense, but the threes will be very limited after this week. And, we will have some scout team periods working against Monmouth's offense and defense. And some guys are going to be in for a rude awakening when they're asked on Sunday, hey, when we go period, whatever it is, for 20 minutes, you're going to have to go service the offense, or vice versa, service the defense. And, well, wait, I thought I was, going to be on the travel squad. Well, no, we told you. I mean, if this week, and I mean, it's the urgency of this week has been communicated very, very loud and clear to the team that a lot of very big decisions are going to be made after this next scrimmage.
And in your mind, are a lot of positions still to be determined?
I think it depends on the position. I think, who jogs out. I never understood starters. I didn't. If we start the game in 12 personnel and LaJohntay Wester is on the sideline, does that mean LaJohntay Wester is not a starter? Like, no, it doesn't mean. It just means, So I've never been into starting lineups. I don't know why people are, because it changes based on game plan and play. But, I look at running back, for instance, and, does it matter who jogs out for the first snap? No. I mean, I think we got three backs that we can win with right now, and some freshmen that'll be really good. I think it's obvious that, guys like, LaJohntay Wester, he's going to be our starting H. Is he where he needs to be? No, and he knows that, and the guys that have solidified their positions, Chaz Neal, I'm trying to think of another one, Armani Adams, those guys, I mean, unless catastrophe,
Yeah.
is that right? Yeah.
Yes.
Unless a catastrophe strikes, those guys are going to be out there, but they also know that to achieve the things that we want to achieve, they've got to improve their game continually as well.
Which positions have you seen the most growth from since fall camp started?
Inside linebacker, for sure. The addition of Dez and Jackson has been certainly felt there, and Gerald's continues to get better. Having Eddie Jackson back certainly helps. Justice Cross has had a really good camp. He can really run. Jaden Wheeler has improved a ton as well. So we went from that being a position of weakness to maybe a pretty deep position for us of guys that that can help us. And then I again, still go back to our tailbacks, you know, at this level to have three guys that you feel like are championship caliber tailbacks, I think we all feel pretty blessed on that.
What players have really impressed you since the start of fall camp?
What players? What? I'm sorry, JJ, you're covering your mouth, and I got dad ears. I can't hear real well.
What players have really impressed you since the start of fall camp?
What players have what transitioned to fall camp?
Really impressed you?
Oh, really impressed me since the start of fall camp. LeJontay Wester is in that category, and not just because he makes plays. He's a phenomenal player, but he really does love the game, and you can tell by his practice habits that he does. Marlon Bradley on the other side of the ball never takes a play off. He goes super hard. You know, there's been some other, you know, if you want to go transfer route, you know, Jaron Morris has really inserted himself into the lineup really well, and so you know, been pleased with most of the guys that are out there with the ones. There's still a few that are battling to stay with the ones for sure. Good.
One more question. What's your main objective to close out this final week of fall camp?
It's just develop our identity. You know, I think we're going to be who we are. There is still growth. I don't want to diminish that, because I've been on teams that have lost the opener in an upset and wound up playing for the conference championship and winning 10 games. So, you know, your identity and, you know, the pulse of the team can certainly grow over the course of a year, but I think coming out of the second scrimmage, we want to know who we are, what our strengths are. We'll play to our strengths, continue to enhance them. What our weaknesses are, stay away from them while we're continuing to improve them. And then it's going to be, you know, maybe it's not going to be the best athletes, the 11 best athletes that go out on offense and defense. It's going to be the 11 best that play the best together, that play the hardest, the toughest, with the most powerful objective, and that is for the guy next to him. And I think we can find 11 guys on both sides of the ball that have that mindset, that also have the talent that can help us win championships. Good?
Yep.
Cool. Thanks, James.
Oh, okay. So guys, entering the final week of fall camp, what are your thoughts so far?
I'll go first. Man, we're looking good. We got a lot of improvement to do, but we're definitely on the right track. Coach Herman did a good job. He done built a great staff around us, and we starting to buy in. So we're in the right track. We're moving in a positive direction.
You guys have a lot of depth on the defensive line, and offensive line, actually. How important is that to you guys trying to run this up-tempo offense?
Man, it's for the opposite defense, so on our side, it's good just to have fresh bodies out there, not wearing down on our legs. So when the ones get out, twos come in, it's just like the ones back in, and so on. That's a good thing with our D-line. We got great depth with a lot of good players that can really play.
And speaking of the D-line, Jaden, how much has Coach Magic helped develop the D-line as fall camp progressed?
Coach Magic, he do a real good job with fundamentals first. That's the biggest thing with us is fundamentals. You don't have fundamentals, you can't do nothing.
We're going to say Coach legit is legit?
Yes, yeah. He's doing a good job. He's legit. Yes, sir.
What are some areas in the D-line that you're focusing on improving throughout fall camp?
You talking about me, myself, or?
The whole position.
We just focusing on, getting better. Just everything. Really, you can't focus on just one area. We just need to create not bad, get off blocks, get out to the quarterback.
Jordan, this is your freshman year with the Owls. How have you adjusted to life at FAU so far?
I'll say I adjusted pretty well. With the help, my teammates, you know, all the older guys, you know, they kind of brought me in and helped me develop more. And then Coach Warner, of course, you know, he brought me in, developed me a lot. And also shout out to Jimmy. He do a good job, you know. If you want some extra work, you can go to him. It's been, you know, a good transition.
How much has Coach Warner helped you develop within the offensive line so far throughout this fall
Like
camp?
the whole line.
Yeah.
So I'll say, Coach Warner, he definitely, you know, since the beginning of spring when I first got here to now, I'll say as a whole group, we have improved tremendously. I'll say, you know, we work a lot, you know, we work on everything. Like, we don't just focus on one thing. We like try to balance out the whole offense, you know. So I'll say from the beginning to now, you know, we improved a lot.
What are some things you've learned from Coach Warner?
Some things I learned, more on like staying on double teams, you know, footwork. Footwork is the main, you know, big thing, you know, 2-step reads, 1-step read, outside zone 3-step read, you know. He taught me a lot of things that, you know, high school really can't teach you know. So and he's a guru, he's a genius, so you know, I just soak everything in that he says.
Jordan, you committed to Louisville. What attracted you to come to FAU in the end?
I saw Coach Warner's background, and you know this school, you know, closer to home, and then his background, you know, he sent a lot of people to the NFL. And, you know, that's my main goal. And then a coach with this much experience, coach has been coach for like 40 years now, so coach with this much experience, you know, you want to play for that. So.
What are some improvements that you guys in the offensive line are looking to make as fall camp reaches its final week?
You know, I'll say, you know, we're not where we want to be yet, so I don't really say we got to improve on everything, you know, because, you know, everything, you know, we can't be perfect, but, you know, we're trying to get close to perfect as possible. So, but the main thing I say, you know, work more on our double team, because Coach Warner is a big double team guy. That's what his O-line usually known for. So, you know, I say we're working on double team.
Good.